It feels like Naomi Campbell is constantly making headlines for all the wrong reasons. But this time, it's not whispers online. It's federal agents. It's disturbing leaked recordings. It's an arrest warrant stamped with her name connected to Jeffrey Epstein. We're talking about accusations that federal authorities have quietly been assembling a case for years in total silence. And now, they're finally stepping into the light. And if you understand how they function, then you already know they never strike unless they think they've secured every last detail. But here's the twist that has social media in absolute chaos. Insiders are claiming there's footage linking Naomi directly to Epstein. Not just friendly ties, not just shared guest lists. We're talking about allegations that she supposedly operated as a recruiter inside his network and trafficked girls. And the timing couldn't feel more calculated. The DOJ releases the documents. The tension spikes overnight, and suddenly it's curtains for her. Now, every year, she brushed off questions and every statement denying involvement. Every snapshot from those elite parties, they're being dissected under a federal lens. And now with a judge signing off on a warrant for her arrest, let's just say that things are about to spiral fast. So, let's unpack this entire situation and see how we even ended up here in the first place. No, child. One thing about Naomi Campbell, her name always finds its way into something messy. She's forever in the middle of controversy. And at this point, it's fair to wonder whether she's plagued by terrible luck or catastrophic timing, or if she might actually be entangled in something deeply suspicious. But the recent clips of her allegedly presenting girls to Epstein, well, let's just say she's beginning to look very questionable, and according to federal insiders, agents have been examining her activities for several years. But only now are they making their move. And one thing you should understand about federal prosecutors is that they never advance until they're completely convinced every box is checked. They simply don't gamble like that. So, if they're targeting Naomi now, you better believe they think they've locked everything in place. But here's where it takes a darker turn. Supposedly, the material they've gathered includes a recording of her allegedly offering girls to Epstein. A source stated investigators believe Naomi may have functioned as a recruiter who sourced girls for Epstein. And considering how aggressively authorities are proceeding, it might be safe to assume she could become the first major celebrity to face consequences tied to the Epstein documents. And with the mounting scrutiny federal agencies are facing regarding those files, they're going to need someone to answer for it. And right now, it appears that someone could be Naomi. And listen to this, officials have begun executing their strategy using the initial wave of documents distributed by the DOJ. You'll remember the first set of released materials was so heavily blacked out that it was nearly impossible to interpret anything meaningful. Well, the DOJ eventually had no choice but to reveal more of those records, and unsurprisingly, public attention quickly shifted toward Donald Trump and how frequently his name appeared throughout the paperwork, almost as if he shared a close friendship with Epstein. But realistically, there's always been a slim chance authorities would pursue a sitting president, especially with Kash Patel widely rumored to be aligned with him. But unfortunately for Naomi, she doesn't enjoy protection from a powerful ally inside the FBI. So now, investigators are zeroing in on her, and they're doing it relentlessly. So, let's discuss what authorities might have compiled against her, because it's not looking promising for your girl. Naomi's name surfaced repeatedly in these documents, and now accusations suggest she may have leveraged her status as a supermodel to conceal aspects of Epstein's operation. Allegedly. So, if you've been tracking the Epstein scandal for years, then this association with Naomi probably doesn't feel surprising. People have mentioned her alongside his name for a long time, and it's one of those claims that never truly disappeared. It just stayed buried beneath the surface. And now, it's beginning to seem like there may have been more beneath what she admitted publicly. But when the allegations initially emerged, Naomi responded immediately to dismiss them. She insisted she had no awareness of what was actually happening and claimed she only knew him through a former partner, and that she was just as stunned and horrified as everyone else when everything finally surfaced. And that was her version of events, at least.
This is a direct character assassination. I've always said that I'm not a saint, that I am a work in progress, but I will not be held hostage by my past. What he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else. I've rubbed shoulders with hundreds of thousands of people. The frightening conclusion here is that if the negative action of your neighbor, colleague, or even an associate can somehow make you guilty too, simply by association, then we indeed live in very worrying times. This affects us all. It is wrong, it's unfair, and it must be stopped.
But then the skepticism started building from people who simply weren't convinced by her explanation. It didn't seem like she just crossed paths with Epstein at some isolated function and never encountered him again. It appeared she was present at those gatherings, moving in the exact same elite circles. And for many observers, that made it difficult to accept that she had absolutely no awareness of what might have been happening behind closed doors. And then there's the larger pattern that has supporters growing increasingly uncomfortable. Naomi has repeatedly been linked to powerful men who later end up surrounded by controversy, to put it mildly. And eventually, people stop calling it misfortune. And when your name keeps surfacing in complicated scandals, it inevitably makes people question whether it's truly coincidence or something deeper. For instance, do you remember when her name was pulled into the entire controversy involving Charles Taylor? Yes, that same Taylor, the former Liberian leader who was ultimately found guilty of war crimes. Back in 2010, she was required to testify during his proceedings regarding those infamous blood diamonds, and that's when everything started unraveling. Initially, she claimed she received a few rough, unpolished diamonds from unidentified men late one night and believed they were connected to Taylor. But then the specifics began shifting. The timeline shifted, the account shifted, the justification shifted. And the more she attempted to explain it, the more confusing it sounded. Well, the only thing that remained certain was that she appeared to be concealing something. And the wildest part about it all is that she outright rejected ever receiving any diamonds at all.
You received a diamond from
I
Charles.
didn't receive a diamond, and I'm not going to speak about that. Thank you very much.
But her entanglements with Taylor and Epstein weren't the only times she distanced herself from someone she once called a close ally after they were publicly exposed, because she followed the exact same pattern with Sean Diddy Combs. Well, to be honest, nearly everyone created distance from Diddy once the allegations surfaced. So Naomi wasn't alone in that, but she had previously been sharing heartfelt tributes to Diddy, describing him as family and crediting him for motivating her success. And they were constantly seen side by side. Award shows, private getaways, fashion galas, every major moment. In fact, she even organized an extravagant birthday celebration for him in 2023. Huge, over the top, nothing spared. And what makes the timing unbelievable is that it happened just before Cassie Ventura filed her explosive lawsuit. And that's when things start taking a darker turn. Roughly a week after that event, Cassie moved forward with her case. Naomi quietly erased every trace of the party from her social media accounts. And according to insiders, it wasn't because she supported Cassie and the other alleged victims. She was simply attempting to shield herself from further scrutiny so no one would start digging into her connections. So, with all that in mind, it's honestly not shocking that federal investigators are now targeting her over accusations of allegedly providing girls to Epstein. Like I mentioned earlier, the public has been questioning her for years. It's starting to seem like there could be substance behind those suspicions after all. But it becomes even more disturbing when you realize this isn't the first time she's been accused of playing a manipulative role, because British actress Katie Hopkins once publicly accused Oprah Winfrey and Naomi Campbell of working together in ways that sabotaged her career, which ultimately led to her being blacklisted.
And he was with people in which I admired dearly. He was with Naomi Campbell. He had Oprah Winfrey there with him, who entered the room and was swinging off his arm and just seemed like a very dear friend.
Yes, it's complete chaos. Once again, federal authorities are reportedly accelerating their actions because rumors suggest they've already secured a judge's signature on an arrest warrant for Naomi's detention, and they're searching for someone to take the fall, and unfortunately, it looks like Naomi could be that person. But here's the reality. With federal insiders allegedly investigating her, recordings supposedly linking her to Epstein, and a judge rumored to have approved an arrest tied to it, everything is about to escalate rapidly. She's always been at the heart of these chaotic controversies. But if these accusations are accurate, Naomi could be dealing with consequences no public figure can simply explain away. The celebrations, the private flights, the associations, it's all suddenly appearing far more questionable. Let's pause for a moment of honesty. If the authorities are proceeding this forcefully with evidence in their possession, it's reasonable to assume they aren't overlooking any detail. Naomi's reputation, her business empire, even her personal liberty, everything might be at risk. This isn't just another headline. This could be the moment Naomi Campbell faces an irreversible downfall. And believe it, the entire world is watching, because whatever unfolds next could rattle the entertainment industry to its foundation.